a failure. Finally, I do want to talk about something that's aside, separate from the single-payer healthcare issue, and it has to do with the lack of housing. What we hear over and over again is that these zoning laws in California are disastrous. We need to deregulate zoning in California and build more housing. But I have a hard time believing that argument. First off, let's keep in mind that based on census data, there are a lot of vacancies in Los Angeles alone. So for instance, LA's vacancy rate varies by neighborhood. And in downtown LA, it's cracked double digits, climbing to 14% in early 2019. Also, the US Census Bureau estimates there are about 111,810 empty housing units in Los Angeles. By the way, many of them are in these luxury developments that have somehow been given all of these contracts. When inequality continues to be an issue in the state, when people can't afford insanely expensive apartments, $3,000 for a one bedroom in downtown LA, for instance. And so why are these decisions being made? Well, there was a big case. The FBI actually ended up arresting a Los Angeles City councilman by the name of Jose Huizar because he was involved in bribery, extortion, and money laundering. He was involved in a pay-to-play scheme where he handed out contracts to real estate developers who then turned around and built or are in the process of building luxury property that, again, no one can afford. Also, there have been contracts given to foreigners who just want to launder their money by building real estate that no one can afford here in California. Here's an example.
It's something that I never would have imagined here in downtown, as many high rises going up as I've seen in the last 10, 15 years.
Some of the biggest projects, including the stalled billion-dollar ocean-wide plaza, the Metropolis, and the yet-to-be-redeveloped Lux City Center Hotel, were all backed, according to public records, by foreign developers from China with deep pockets. Some gave Local 300 laborers work. Others haven't. 9 times out of 10, it's not a good thing for us. The Lux Hotel is a project Ernesto has been keeping tabs on. Plans for the $700 million development at 1020 South Figueroa in embattled Councilman Jose Huizar's district call for 2 high-rise buildings with 435 condos in one tower and a W hotel in the other. The developer behind the deal is Shenzhen Hazens of China. It passed through the city's powerful Plum Committee back in 2017.
Move that item with no objection. No objections. Thank you very much.
But Local 300 didn't get a seat at the table.
We felt left out. It's a lot of work for our members. I mean, just look at how many towers, and it's all what we call port in place. It's a lot of work for our laborers.
The Lux Hotel is one of the projects federal investigators are probing over alleged pay-to-play schemes involving city officials and real estate developers.
So to blame the failures in California on leftist policies is flat out wrong. I think it's also wrong to respond to the Ben Shapiro's of the world with, good, leave the state, we don't want you anyway. No, but he's right when he talks about how poorly the state is being governed. He's wrong about why, but we need to accept the fact that these Democrats are not looking out for our best interests. They're not even looking out for the best interests of their own neighborhoods. They're looking out for their own financial interests and are easily corruptible, even as they see people living out on the streets, even as they see hardworking Americans, hardworking Californians suffer the consequences of their actions. They don't care. They never will. They don't represent our values at all. And I think we need to do a better job in messaging that so we don't take the blame for their failures, their corruption, and the fact that they're just absolute garbage in this state and throughout the country.